Did you know a loose gas cap could be silently draining your wallet and killing your fuel economy? Most drivers think it's just there to stop spills, but the truth is far more expensive. A bad seal can cost you 20% of your miles per gallon, trigger your check engine light, and waste fuel you already paid for. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the simple habit that could save you hundreds every year, and it takes less time than checking your text messages. Most drivers picture a fuel leak as a dark puddle forming under the car or a steady drip from a damaged line. In reality, billions of dollars of fuel vanish every year without leaving a single visible trace. This kind of loss happens as vapor slipping away into the air as your car sits parked or even while you're driving. You won't smell it, it won't stain the driveway, but it will hit your wallet. Modern fuel systems are designed to keep every bit of gasoline where it belongs. They're sealed under pressure, not just to keep liquid in, but to stop fuel vapors from escaping. That's where the gas cap comes in. It looks simple, a piece of plastic with threads, but it's the frontline seal of an entire evaporative emissions system. If that seal is broken, even slightly, it's like having a pinhole in a pressurized container. The contents will slowly leak away. Here's the surprising part. Inspections across the country have found that nearly 1 in 5 vehicles on the road have a damaged, loose, or even completely missing gas cap. That's millions of cars bleeding fuel vapor every single day. And because people assume the cap's only job is to prevent sloshing fuel from spilling out, they often don't think twice about tightening it halfway or ignoring a crack in the rubber seal. But evaporation loss has nothing to do with visible leaks. Gasoline is highly volatile. Even at room temperature, it readily turns to vapor. If there's no airtight seal, those vapors start escaping, bit by bit. Day after day, week after week, it adds up. Over the course of a year, that could mean hundreds of dollars worth of fuel simply fading into thin air long before it ever goes through your engine. Picture this. A driver fills up twice a week but never secures the cap fully. It's snug enough to hang on, but not tight enough to seal. After a few months, the accumulated vapor loss could fill several full tanks. In other words, they're paying for fuel they'll never burn, and they'll never notice until the fuel budget seems higher than it should be. As one mechanic explained in a discussion on Mechanics Stack Exchange, the purpose of a proper seal is to prevent vapors from wafting out of the tank. Without that seal, the system has no way to contain fuel in its vapor form, so it escapes into the atmosphere, and your money escapes with it. And it's not just about wasted fuel. A loose or damaged cap can confuse your car's onboard systems. Modern vehicles continually check for vapor leaks as part of their emissions monitoring. A cap that doesn't seal perfectly can trigger your check engine light, leading you to believe there's a serious problem. That light often means a trip to the shop, diagnostic fees, and labor costs, only to learn the culprit was a cap that wasn't secured. Even more striking, tests have shown that a single loose gas cap can cut fuel economy by up to 20%. That's not just pennies. It's the equivalent of burning 1 out of every 5 gallons you buy, without ever getting the benefit of driving on it. Your gas cap isn't optional. It's always on duty, protecting your fuel and your wallet from slow but significant losses. And avoiding this problem doesn't require tools, expertise, or a big investment. There's one extremely quick habit you can use every time you fill up that virtually eliminates the risk, and it takes less than 3 seconds. Before we move on, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. A single click feels satisfying. But here's the catch. It's not enough to seal your tank the way it should be. NDA recommends what's called the 3 clicks rule. And it's exactly what it sounds like. After you've finished fueling, you place the cap back on, turn it until it's snug, and then keep twisting until you hear 3 distinct clicks. Those extra clicks are the sound of the ratchet mechanism making sure the cap is fully tightened and locked against the rubber seal. It takes less than 3 seconds, and it drastically reduces the chance of fuel vapor escaping. Plenty of drivers assume one twist is fine. They finish filling up, tighten until they feel resistance, and move on. But slight resistance doesn't mean an airtight seal. That habit has led to cases where fuel economy drops noticeably, often over just a few weeks. The driver might notice they're filling up more often, but because there's no visible leak, they blame traffic, routes, or even the weather. Meanwhile, vapors have been leaking the entire time. If you want to make this habit automatic, the key is to combine the audible clicks with a quick visual check. Look at the condition of the rubber gasket inside the cap. Over time, that gasket can develop small cracks, flatten out from pressure, or even tear. If you see any damage, even if it's minor, the seal is already compromised. Replacing a cap is typically inexpensive and can be done in seconds, so there's no reason to delay if you find one showing wear. Some newer vehicles use capless systems. These have a spring-loaded metal or plastic door where the nozzle enters. Inside, there's still a sealing surface, but it's built into the filler neck. If you have one of these systems, your manual will explain how to inspect it. Usually, you'll want to look for dirt, debris, or corrosion around the seal, and use a soft cloth to wipe it clean. That ensures the flap closes completely when the nozzle is removed, preventing vapor loss. Security is another angle most people overlook. A missing gas cap isn't always the result of forgetfulness. It can be theft or tampering. Locking gas caps not only prevents someone from siphoning fuel, but also guarantee the cap stays in place. If your vehicle has had multiple missing caps over time, a locking style might pay for itself quickly in saved fuel and avoided replacements. Creating reminders can make the 3-click routine something you do without thinking. Some caps come with a tether that keeps them connected to the fuel door. If yours doesn't have one, you can install one yourself. You can also train yourself to always place the cap on your vehicle's trunk lid or windshield wiper during fueling, never on the pump or in your pocket, so you physically can't drive away without reinstalling it. Over time, those small actions become muscle memory. Now let's talk about the scale of what you're preventing. If vapor loss wastes even $5 to $10 worth of fuel in every tank you buy, and you fill up once a week, that's $260 to over $500 silently disappearing in a year. Just by tightening the cap to those 3 clicks, you're keeping that money in your account instead of letting it dissipate into the air. A well-sealed cap also keeps your car's evaporative emissions system satisfied. Those systems are extremely sensitive to pressure loss, and even a small leak will trigger the check engine light. That means avoiding unnecessary diagnostic fees or wasted time chasing a problem that's solved in seconds at the pump. And the best part, it's one of many small habits that, when added together, can make car ownership far less expensive in the long run. Your gas cap is one of the cheapest parts on your car, yet it protects your fuel, your wallet, and the health of your engine. With gas prices unpredictable, even small vapor losses can add up to hundreds of wasted dollars a year. Check your cap today, look for cracks or worn seals, and the next time you fill up, tighten it until you hear the 3 clicks. That quick step locks in your savings. Small habits like this pay big over time. So ask yourself, what other 3-second check could save you this much money every single year?